Oh, good afternoon. What? Yeah, good afternoon. I know y'all probably like, okay, is she prepared for the video or what? I probably would think the same way, especially with the delay of me coming on. Hello, welcome back to Hanging with T, aka my name is Tina. Um, Happy Monday, y'all. I hope all is well. We are celebrating Thanksgiving week. To be honest, we should be thankful every day. If you woke up to see another day, yes, you should be thankful because a lot of people cannot say that. So, yes, welcome back, T family. And again, just in case someone did not hear me, my name is Tina. I know it's kind of awkward the way I'm filming this video is because I am holding a selfie stick today. And the reason being is because I'm getting ready to not really demonstrate anything, but I need to walk over to my shower to kind of show you, explain what I'm going to show you. And it's kind of the tripod just will not work. So I'm having to hold the stick. And I think this is the first time that I've done that. So yeah, y'all please forgive me. Not really off, but I am a little tired. So yeah. Okay, y'all. So yeah, today I am going to be reviewing a product. It's called. Let me see. I don't have contacts in. I don't have no glasses on. Hair and grease. Let me just show y'all. Can you see this product? Let me just kind of hold it. It's the brand. Let me tell you where I got it from first and foremost. And let's just go ahead and put it out there. This is not a sponsored video. I paid this with my own money, and I purchased this. Let me just get all this first, y'all. Okay, so let me hold it up. I think it might. Yeah, that's why didn't I do that from the get go? Okay, so yeah, the brand is guaranteed to work or it's free. Oh my, that's okay. That kind of sold me right there. That's where it reads guaranteed to work or it's free. Now the brand is Instant Power. I don't know if you can see that. It is, what is it? Hair and grease. Um, Dissolves. They have it in another language. Creates heat to melt. I guess hair and grease or something. So this is now this does come in a bigger bottle, a container, whatever you want to call it. But I said let me just start out with a smaller one, and I'll tell you what prompted me to purchase this, right? So yeah, just in case y'all haven't figured out, I'm pretty sure you have them in the bathroom. So it's my bathroom or whatever. But yeah, it's Instant Power, guaranteed to work or it's free. Hair and grease. So on the back, this is what it looked like. It's just like a lot of writing that I'm not gonna put y'all through, right? So yes, I did purchase this at Home Depot. You may can get it from um like Lowe's or something like that, or I don't know, maybe Walmart. I don't know, but I mean, first of all, Google it. And the brand is Instant Power. So I'm gonna tell you why I purchased this product. Okay. All right. I'm not gonna make this video too long, y'all. I'm gonna tell you why I purchased this product. I know y'all probably like, okay, we're waiting. I know. Okay. So about the beginning of the year, yeah, actually towards the end of last year, I moved out of my condo, right? And I had filmed like some videos in there. Yeah, I think I filmed some videos over there while I was staying over there. So I ended up moving out in December. Y'all, I ain't gonna tired. I'm not gonna lie. I just feel like I've been doing the most or something here lately. But anyway, so I moved out of my condo December of last year, the end of last year, and just the things that we do. Anyway, getting ready to um lease it, right? Lease it out. Long story short, you know, I won't go into too much detail with this video. Seriously, this one here, but I ended up leasing it out, right? Yeah, that part. That part. Okay, so I ended up leasing it out, right? So long story short, this first tenant did not work out, and probably in a next, well, a video, I will, you know, kind of share, you know, why, you know, bits and pieces why, you know, for legal matters, I'm not gonna, you know, go into too much, but I can share enough, but it won't be in this video. Cause the reason why, because this video is about this here, right? So anyway, this person, it moved pretty quick. It didn't take long, you know, to get it leased out. Applications left, right, and center. And so I started out with using a what do you call those people? A management company. Don't look at my head, y'all. I'm gonna let y'all read between the lines with my eyes. Yeah, don't look at my head. I know because I gotta do something in my head, but this is not what the video is about. I started out using a management company. Yeah. Okay. So yeah. Anyway, I'll go into detail about all that next video. But anyway, so this person did not work out. Ooh, it's like I almost want to go into it now, but I'm not because I got other stuff to do, right? So anyway, person. Ooh, child, I just want to go into it now. Yeah, didn't work out. Let's just say it's like a fraud thing, whatever the case may be. But anyway, so they was only in there for about a couple months. I would say about 3, maybe 4 months. I don't even think it was a full 4 months, right? So this is how I was introduced to this product. It wasn't because somebody told me. It's because I Googled myself, right? Like, what can I use? So anyway, when this, oh my God, y'all. Y'all have no idea. And the person moved out. Yeah. Okay, so because I really, you know how when you want to share something, but I'm not trying to, you know, make a video about that, right? So anyway, I had the management company go in. They were supposed to inspect the place, right? Yeah, that. So I caught some things that they didn't catch, right? And sometimes, you know, another set of eyes is better than 2, right? Because I lived there for a short. It was just sometimes I'll do that. I'll, you know, stay in one of my properties just to kind of see, you know, the area vibe and all that stuff. So anyway, yes. But anyway, so this person was only in there for a couple months, right? And I said, well, I started noticing this in the master bathroom. The one, you know, I used or whatever. And I was like, what's going on with, you know, like the water going out slow in the sorry y'all, in the sink. Yeah, in the sink. And I was like, I didn't really notice it so much like in the other bathroom because it's 2 full bathrooms, right? I didn't really notice it so much, you know. And I was like, yeah, you know, so I was like, first thing come to your mind, am I gonna have to call a plumber? That's the reason why I titled the video the way I did. Like, do you really need a plumber? Do you really need a plumber? Do you really need a plumber? Do you really think you need a plumber? Okay, Tina, that's enough. So yeah, that's the reason why I titled the video the way I did. Do you really need a plumber? You know, because the first thing I was thinking, you know, am I gonna, you know, need a plumber? I mean, it wasn't anything, but it was just like the water, you know, was just like draining out slow, whatever case may be. And so me being the person that I am, Google, love a Google engine, right? So I Googled, you know, what the matter was. And this populated. Okay. Yeah, populated. Excuse me, y'all. Why would I get on here with y'all, start talking to y'all, and then now I'm trying to burp. But anyway, so yeah, so I Googled the product, and I say, you know what, I'm gonna take a chance, but you know, if I need to, you know, do what I gotta do, you know, plumber, you know, I do that, cause you know, you want to do what you could get it ready for the next, you know, person, next tenant, right? So yeah. So anyway, I said, I'm gonna get this stuff a shot. You know, I had already been, you know, kind of calling around different plumbers and just kind of explaining the situation to them, scenario, whatever. And they was like, oh, we'll probably just, you know, get this and, you know, just, you know, a clothes hanger. Then one person said they was gonna, you know, just kind of suck something out. And I was like, okay. So I said, some just told me, why don't you just try this? You know, they just, the reviews are good. So anyway, I went in there and I think this size here was maybe about $9-10 or something, $9.88. Now, like I say, they do carry it in a, you know, the bigger bottle. It's pretty good size. I don't remember the size. I don't remember the price, but it was more than this one here. This size, what is this? 33.8 ounce. Yeah. So I said, I'm going to start out with the bigger one. The smaller one. So I use it, and the direction says to just pour it in there. I guess you can pour it down the sink, your tub. What is that? I don't know about kitchen. Like, why would you want to use it? Now, I don't know. Like I said, I didn't, you know, it says grease you may. Please do not quote me on that, because I honestly do not know. When I bought this was for bathroom use. So I'm not saying you can use it in the kitchen. I do not know. I have not tried this in the kitchen sink, right? So use it in the bathroom. I'm going to go over there and, you know, in the tub and show y'all. So, yeah. So anyway, I said I'm going to start off with this. And lo and behold, I think the directions read, just pour it down the drain and just let it sit. I think you're supposed to let it sit for like 24 hours, I think. I gotta say, y'all, I'm not read this, because, hold on. Keep this locked up, out of the reach of children. You do not use in the presence of children or pets. So that lets you know this stuff is powerful, right? So I was trying to see where it reads. I think, because the print is so small, like I said, I don't have on contacts or glasses. I don't feel like putting them on, especially when I'm in the house. But anyway, I think you're supposed to let it sit for several hours, a couple hours or something like that. Or so, yeah. Long story short, maybe a few hours. Anyway, just read the direction, y'all. Anyway. So that's what I did. I bought the stuff and I let it sit or whatever. So we starting over there at a different property, right? And I was like, you know, I had went back over there. I was like, whoa. I say, plumber what? You know, that was just kind of my like, who? Like, girl, this water is like, I ain't have to jug nothing down, nothing, no drain, none of that. I was like, who's gonna call a plumber? Who? No. So I said, you know what? I'm not leaving this over here. I was like, I'm not leaving it. You know, I took it home, you know, with me. I was like, you know, just on standby, whatever the case may be. Now, keep in mind, my house is only a couple years old. It'll be, well, actually, it's 3 years old this month, right? Yeah, I just thought about that. About 3 years old. So, I don't know, like, I guess I would say like a few weeks ago, or maybe I should say about a month ago, I was taking a shower and I was like, you know, what's really going on with the water? Why the water ain't, you know, going out the way it should? Like, I was like, okay. Then I thought about this stuff here that I had purchased. I said, I'm just going to try this because I'm like, what's really going on? You know, house not that old, whatever the case may be, and which don't have anything to do with it, to tell you the truth. So I just took a chance. I said, I'm going to try this because I had already purchased it.
and it was within reach to where I could get it, right? So I said, I'm just gonna try it, before you get to calling people. Sometimes do what you can do on your own. I'm not saying just, use your judgment, what you should try, of course, right? So anyway, I poured this down my tub or whatever, and I say, I just use the bathroom up there, shower or whatever, the other bathroom up there. I was like, just let this sit. Y'all, how you doing over here? This here? I promise to God, y'all, it was like it was when I first moved in the house. I'm getting ready to show you. Like, I promise to God. And you got to think about, I know my hair need doing, y'all. I get it. I know my hair need doing. I know. So you got to think about, sometimes, men don't really shave like that, but your hair, shaving, you try to, catch what you can, but sometimes you're not always able to catch, all of it, right? So I'm getting ready to show you what I should have did was, but I didn't know. I should have recorded the video, like when I got out the tub, before you clean it and stuff like that. How the water was, it was draining, but it wasn't like it was when I first moved in, right? So I'm getting ready to show y'all this. After using this, letting it sit. I said, I'm going to let it sit for 24 hours. I'll just, use the other one up there and shower, whatever. So let me go over here. Get ready. Open my shower up, y'all. Can y'all see? Okay. Let me see. I guess y'all see. Can y'all? Hold on for a minute. Y'all bear with me. Because this is the first time me using this selfie stick, right? Okay. Now I'm getting ready to turn this water on. Hold on. Just gonna turn the water on. Let me see if I can. Now, do you see how good that water going out? Now, it wasn't like that, I would say, about a month ago, and I was like, let me just try this stuff. But so let me turn the water off, and I'm going to let y'all see what I'm talking about. Okay, so I turned the water. You see, I wish y'all could have seen it. You see how fast that water went out? You see that? Do I need to turn the water back on again? Just in case somebody said, oh, I had to step away to get my comb. I had to step away to do this. Let me turn the water on again. Now, look. Hold on, y'all. Bear with me, because like I said, I'm using my stick. Selfie stick. So, hold on. Hold on, y'all. You see that? Now, let me turn the water back on. See the water? Now, like I say, about a month ago, I had noticed. I was like, what's really going on? Now I'm going to turn the water back on. Now, you see how fast that water draining out? You see that? Y'all see what I'm talking about? I said, yes, baby. So I said, honey, all was not in vain. Now, y'all may see some water on my phone screen because I, turned it up. So I was like, so let me tell you this, the narrative, the point I am trying to make. If your water is drained, now, like I said, when I used it, it was at a different property, one of my other properties. And I poured it down the sink. Let it set. It was probably more than 24 hours when I went back over there. But anyway, it was at least 24 hours, right? And I say, I'm just going to see if this stuff before I hire somebody to go over there. And, honey, let me tell you. So I say, plumber what? And then I remember when I started noticing it, my tub, I was like, wait a minute, I know, the water was going out better than this. So I'm telling you, if you're someone, whether you a homeowner or a renter, whatever the case may be, if you know how it is, well, I'm not even going to go there, because sometimes landlord will kind of, I don't know if feel like going and all that. Let's just say this. If your water is draining out slow, this stuff is less than $10. Now, I'm not guaranteeing anything, so y'all please don't try to comfort me in the comments like, oh, what she said, this stuff. I'm just telling you, it worked for me. So if your water's going out slow, you know, like I said, you showering, you know, shaving or whatever the case may be, you know, try to catch that hair if you can, right? Combing your hair, because like I said, when I condition my hair, wash it, whatever, I have a habit of doing that stuff in the shower while I'm getting a shower, right? So I do my best to try to capture as much hair as I can, right? You know, but sometimes we're not, you know, all the time able to get all of it, right? So, but I tried this. Like, hey, I one of the best $10. That's why I'm telling you. So if your water is draining out slow, in your sink, your sink. Now, like I said, I'm referring to bathroom wise. I don't know about the kitchen. Now, I'm not saying it doesn't work in the kitchen because on the bottle, on the label, it says hair and grease. So I'm not saying it does not work. I don't know, because think about if you're someone that you're in your kitchen and you're cooking, and like, I don't know if y'all, you know, like frying chicken, you know how it is. It can be messy with frying stuff. I know, because I used to, you know, do it. Some good fried chicken, pork chop, cube steak. That used to be me. Now, I couldn't tell you when the last time I did it, because I don't really, you know, I try to refrain from eating meat like that. But I used to, and I have. So I know when you batter that stuff, the flour, the crunch, the stuff you want to put on the grace, sometimes, you know, be greasy. Now, I'm not saying you can't use it in the kitchen. I don't know. I'm trying to see. I don't have these contacts in, but I used it. I tried it in the bathroom. So if your water is draining out slow, like I said, do your own homework, do your own research to see. It does say grease. You may be able to. I don't know. I didn't use it in the kitchen, you know. And when, like I said, for me, most of the time, when I wash my hair, do whatever to my hair, it's just, to me, it just works better. I'm able to, you know, in the shower. Now, have I did it like, well, I guess I think about like a time or two, like when I dyed my hair, and I was probably in somebody else's stuff, using their stuff, like leasing and stuff. I was in my home state then, or whatever the case may be. But I remember, like, I have like dyed my hair or whatever the case may be, and you know, like certain dyes, like I don't want to try this in my tub, because I remember I used like a red or a burgundy or something like that, and I was so afraid that I was going to stain it. So this was like years ago or whatever. So I said, you know what? I'm going to try it in the kitchen sink, because I'm afraid to do this in the, you know, tub. Not saying it won't come up. I just didn't want to like chance it. So yeah. But anyway, so yeah. But like I said, the bathroom is where I tried it. In the sink, and I've tried it in the bathtub. So yeah. So I'm telling y'all, before you go calling a plumber, this may work. No guarantees. This is not a sponsored video. I don't know 100% guarantee, but I tell you right now, it's one of the best $10 that I could invest in. You know what I'm saying? Because you got some of these people, and I get it. I'm not knocking anybody as an entrepreneur or whatever the case may be. People got to make their money. They're going to call. They may not tell you that. They're going to calculate when they got to drive to your house and say no more. If they're going to pay. And sometimes they'll charge you whether you go with them or not, whether you hire them or not. They charge you like a fee, you know. So yeah. So yes, this right here, I'm not going to lie. Y'all, I tell you, it's like the water was just going out so smooth, like it was just quick, just like that when I first moved to my house. And I said, after using that stuff, I say, that's what I'm talking about. That's what I remember you know, working like that. So, yeah. But this is going to end this video. As always, it is so good to be back in front of y'all. I will see you in the next video, and I'm going to let y'all get another So yeah, instant power hair grease. And that's what it is. And like I say, this one here is about $9.88. Might as well say $10, you know, without taxes, you know. But when I read this label, you see what it says? It says guaranteed to work or it's free. Now, like I said, that really sold me on that because I'm like, okay, if I don't want it, you know, then where would I return it? But I'm pretty sure, you know, they give, you know, details, you know, if you needed to return it. But like I said, I went to Home Depot and purchased this. And it comes in a bag like this. And I love that because, like I said, please read the directions and be careful with this stuff. Like if you have small kids, you know how it is, and especially when they're crawling, you know. So, because I keep mine in my utility room. That way, you know, it's, you know, I don't have to worry about all that. But just be mindful. And it comes in a bag. I can't remember if the bigger one comes in a bag, but you know, you can find a bag anywhere and it's ziplocked. So this is the bag that it actually came in. So that lets you know right there, like, hey, this is nothing to take lightly. This stuff is no joke. So, you know, please, you know, watch your kids and stuff around it or whatever the case may be. But yeah, it came in this bag. So yeah. But that's it. That's what I wanted to tell y'all. So y'all got it. What plans do y'all have for Thanksgiving? Y'all staying home or traveling out of town or none of my business? I'm okay with that too. Okay. Okay. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and conclude this video, end this video for now. And I do apologize because I know I did not upload a video last week. I didn't do any, well, not recording on the YouTube side. I didn't do any recording. But I'm going to surprise y'all. So go ahead. I'm not going to say what my next video is going to be about. I know what it's going to be about, but I'm not going to tell y'all. So go ahead and turn your bell notifications on. If you're not a subscriber, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. And again, thank y'all so much for hanging with T. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much and have a happy Thanksgiving, just in case if I don't come back on here and upload another video before Thanksgiving. Y'all be safe. Don't eat too much. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye.